Well, a Christian woman arrested for a silent prayer outside an abortion clinic wins thousands of pounds in compensation and an apology from police. We're uncovering this great news and so much more here on Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. This segment is sponsored by Goldco, providing Americans a pathway to protect their retirement and savings with real gold and silver at goldvnn.com. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Let's start the show. Well, a Christian was arrested for a silent prayer outside an abortion clinic, and now she's being awarded damages and an apology from police. We're uncovering this development of extreme policing and how we can win here on Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. My name is Elijah Schaefer, and this segment is sponsored by Goldco, providing Americans a real pathway to protect their retirement and savings with gold and silver at vnngold.com. Let's start the show. Well, we know that policing has gotten out of control, where police often target people with conservative and Christian values while letting migrants who rape and murder people off on minor bail or cash bail, even in the United States. Well, Christian arrested for silent prayer outside an abortion clinic wins thousands in compensation and an apology from police. Ollie Bishop reports. A Christian woman who was arrested after she silently prayed outside an abortion clinic has been awarded £13,000 payout and apology from police. Isabel Vaughan-Spruce issued a claim against West Midlands Police for wrongful arrest and false imprisonment, assault and battery in relation to an intrusive search of her person, and for a breach of her human rights for in 2022 and 2023. She was first arrested in 2022 after she engaged in silent prayer in a buffer zone imposed by local authorities around the BPAS Roberts Clinic in Kings Norton, Birmingham. It goes on to explain that a law was passed last year which introduced the zones, which would extend 150 meters from the clinics to protect women from protesters, but it is yet to come into effect. Vaughan-Spruce was told that engaging in prayer was an offense, but was found not guilty by Birmingham Magistrates Court after the prosecution was unable to offer evidence to support the charge. However, weeks later, she was arrested a second time in February of 2023 for the same offense outside the same clinic, though she's insisted that she was not protesting. Now, I want to remind you guys that while the UK is not a democracy, they've given an illusion of that, right, as the Crown pretended that the people had rights. It is definitely, it is a royal family that runs that country, and behind the scenes, probably sort of a deep state like the United States. This is a monarchy, not a democracy. And the fact that people believe that the UK had freedoms, well, I think you might be fooled. If you look at the United States and the difference between our freedoms, the way that we can win in court versus Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the United Kingdom, you quickly find that the royal colonies, right, the King's Crown colonies, and the Crown itself all have restrictive laws where even prayer can be considered an offense. Yet nobody is immune. Now, 6 months later, police dropped the charges, apologizing to Vaughan-Spruce and stating that there will be no further investigation. Vaughan-Spruce, who has now also received £13,000 in compensation, said in a statement that silent prayer is not a crime. Nobody should be arrested merely for the thoughts that they have in their head. Yet this happened to me twice at the hands of the West Midlands Police, who explicitly told me that prayer is an offense. Now, what's crazy about this is this is not the first time this has happened. Obviously, you know that thought crimes are increasingly being policed in the United Kingdom, as many who are native Brits, white Brits, have been upset with the increasing amount of immigration that's replacing the native populations in London, Birmingham, and other major cities, while also massively increasing sex-based offenses and also violence. One of the most insane things is UK authorities begin arresting citizens for social media posts containing misinformation. Misinformation means information that they don't believe is true, not that's false. Listen to what Sky News had to say.
We have some breaking news now, and a woman has been arrested by Cheshire Police in relation to an inaccurate information on social media about the attacker in the Southport murders. It says a 55-year-old woman from near Chester was arrested earlier today, Thursday the 8th, of course, on suspicion of publishing written material to stir up racial hatred and false communications. She is currently being held in police custody. Chief Superintendent Alison Ross has also made a statement saying that this is in relation to a post which has been fueled by malicious and the process rather has been fueled by malicious and inaccurate communications online. It is a stark reminder of the dangers of posting information on social media platforms without checking the accuracy. It's also a warning that we are all accountable for our actions.
Yeah, it is a warning. That's for damn sure. The fact and the idea that, if you post the wrong information online, aka information that they don't agree with, it might not even be inaccurate. Remember, they intentionally withhold information from us all the time. It's disgusting what they're doing here. It's rather abrasive, but that's how they work. Now, it's not just the idea of withholding information, but they're even arresting people if you retweet information that stirs up racial hatred. So this is a thought crime. Like you could be retweeting someone or reposting something because you disagree with it, but if you repost something that the government disagrees with, they assume your intentions and you can actually be jailed. Now, as we talk about that, I want to remind you the government is in control of everything, the economy, and eventually they could push you out. They say cash is king, but the cash that you're holding on to, well, the money the government can devalue, it can print at will. Well, you might want to think about taking some of that cash and protecting your purchasing power with precious metals like gold and silver. It's pretty simple. Go to vnngold.com today. That's vnngold.com. You'll learn about the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, and how they can help you. They're a great company, top rated, over 6,000 five-star reviews, a whole bunch of awards. They support this show. And for my listeners, you can get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified purchases. So if you're worried about your money losing value, or you just want to buy some precious metals that you can physically hold on to, something that is real, that's been around for thousands of years, Goldco can help. So go to vnngold.com, vnngold.com. That's vnngold.com. Now, as I mentioned, when you're a migrant, they won't attack you. But now if you're retweeting, as Sky News says, you can actually be held accountable. These arrests will continue. And you know why they're doing this? Because they don't want us to protest the disgusting progressive world that they've created. Watch.
The offence of incitement to racial hatred involves publishing or distributing material which is insulting or abusive, which is intended to or likely to start racial hatred. So if you retweet that, then you're republishing that, and then potentially you're committing that offence. And we do have dedicated police officers who are scouring social media. Their job is to look for this material and then follow up with identification arrests and so forth. So it's a really, really serious. People might think they're not doing anything harmful. They are, and the consequences will be visited upon them.
So, by the way, inciting racial hatred would be calling out crime statistics. That's the level that we live in. Now, if you think it's gotten ridiculous around the world, well, you haven't seen anything yet. Things are about to be turbocharged. Leave a comment down below and like the video if you believe this was a wrong arrest of the woman, and if you think it's scary the way policing goes around the world. Also, if you want more of these videos direct to your inbox, sign up for our newsletter at vigilantnews.com or subscribe to our Rumble and X accounts. We're at Vigilant News. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.